Thank you for visiting my channel today. If you find that this content is helpful or entertaining in any kind of way, then please consider dropping a like. Also, if you're enjoying this content and you want to help the growth of this channel, then please consider subscribing. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you why I ride a motorcycle. I know that there are logical reasons to avoid riding a motorcycle, especially a higher probability of crashing. And on the flip side, there's also some logical reasons to ride, such as better parking, better gas mileage, and let's admit it, even a coolness factor. But what about those non-logical reasons? When's the last time we discussed how riding a motorcycle can really increase your quality of life? I'm SoCal Rider B, and this is why I ride. All right, YouTube, what's up? Yeah, so today I want to talk about the reasons why I ride a motorcycle. Now, this video is for anybody that might be thinking about riding a motorcycle, but you're not really sure if it's for you, right? Because you've heard all of the negative things about it, right? I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that say, man, if you get in a motorcycle, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna die, you're gonna kill yourself. You know, you're not really thinking it through, you shouldn't do it, yada, 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 yada. And I think that they do make some valid points. You know, statistically, it is more dangerous to ride a motorcycle than a car, you know, especially in the United States. But, you know, if you're on the fence about getting a motorcycle, you know, for logical reasons, like gas savings and all of that stuff, traffic, I want to talk to you about the non-logical reasons of motorcycling. And I want to tell you my backstory about, you know, how I started riding and why it's something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. So I'll just start with that. So I want to share with y'all that before I get into this story, I want to let you know that, you know, when I'm sharing these parts of the story with you, it's not to come across as braggadocious or anything like that, but it's just to open up to y'all a little bit. You know, maybe there'll be a few of you out there that identify with me, and it might be a help to you. So with that being said, let's get started. So I grew up in Texas. You know, my dad left for around 6, and I remember the day he left, he told me, you're the man of the house. You know, at 6, man, you don't know anything about being a man, especially if the person that's supposed to be teaching you how to be a man is not being a man and leaving, right? So I can remember him telling me, you're the man of the house, not really knowing what that means, missing my dad. And with my dad being gone, my mom had to step up, you know, not only be the mother and the father as a disciplinarian and as a parent, but she also had to be the mother and the father from an income perspective. Which means that she left a lot, you know, to go work. Like, she worked a lot of hours. And even though my mom worked a lot of hours, we never really had much. So with all the hours that my mom worked, this created two things. Number one, I became what's known as a latchkey kid, right? Mom's gone all the time. Don't really have her around. And then growing up, not really having much money, living in the neighborhood that I lived in, you know, I would get teased a lot. You know, I get talked about because I didn't have the right shoes or the right clothes or the right haircut or whatever the case is. So I could literally remember my haircuts were so cheap that my mom would go downtown in Houston, and she would get us these haircuts for, I'm not joking when I say this, $2. And the people that were cutting our hair, you know, they didn't even know how to speak English. The only 2 words they would say when we got there was haircut, bald fade, haircut, bald fade. So if any of y'all know what a chili bowl is, shout out, I had the chili bowl. But yeah, so being teased, you know, being made fun of, not really having friends, that caused me to engage. I took it upon myself to engage in extracurricular activities while I was in high school, you know, to make some money. Those extracurricular activities led me to getting in trouble, so much trouble that most of the authority figures in my life was constantly telling me, you know, you're gonna be dead, you're gonna be in jail by the time you're 21. And there was a few of them that cared about me, but there's a few of them, I would probably say many of them, that loved telling me that I wasn't gonna be anything in life, that I was good for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So me being the person that I am, you know, liking to prove people wrong that I can be something, I decided, you know, not only because of that, but because of everything that happened with 9/11, and also having an uncle that was the closest thing to a father figure that served in the Army, I decided to join the military. Except for, I decided to become a Marine. Hoorah, you feel me? Semper Fidelis, baby. But yeah, man, so I joined the Marine Corps, and I bring up these 2 key points in my life about growing up in a pretty bad neighborhood and joining the Marine Corps to say one thing, that, you know, dealing with stress and being mentally tough, I had experienced that most of my life, right? Most of my life I was dealing with having to be mentally tough, you know, having to deal with stress. I was used to that. So fast forward, you know, I go to a different country or whatever the case is, and I serve my time, serve my country, and after that, I get out, I get the honorable discharge. So in my mind though, I'm still not as successful as I can be. So getting out the Marine Corps, I decided to go to business school. I had always wanted to be a businessman. You know, I decided to get out to go to business school. I go to business school, I get my degree, I start applying at different companies, and, you know, lo and behold, I ended up getting accepted to one of the most prestigious financial firms in America, if not in the world. And so now I'm feeling good. You know, I'm thinking I really made it. I've really arrived. I'm at this really prestigious firm. You know, I was really proud of it. I'm married now. I got a wife and my daughter, and I'm making pretty decent money. You know, I was really thinking I was doing it. I got the dog. I don't have a picket fence, but I got the broken fence, right? And I'm thinking, man, my life is great. And then the pandemic happened, you know? And when the pandemic happened, I know it was really bad for a lot of people. And it was bad for me in some ways too, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I feel like I developed a lot as a human being during the pandemic, because it caused me to rethink a lot of my priorities and recalibrate my life for the things that truly mattered, you know what I mean? So during the pandemic, the company I was at, they had these goals, right? This prestigious company that I'm at, they had these goals, and if you didn't hit these goals by a certain time frame, you would lose your position at the company. So when the pandemic hit, it really made it hard to hit these goals. And I thought to myself, I don't know how I'm gonna be successful if we are not allowed to engage in the business activities we need to engage in to hit the goals. But something crazy happened. They said, well, because of the pandemic, you no longer have to come in the office. You no longer have to worry about hitting your goals. Just stay at home and stand by until further notice. So now I'm literally getting paid to be at home, hang out with my wife, work out as much as I want to work out, spend time with my daughter, wake up when I want to wake up. And from the outside, you would look at my life and say, man, that's a pretty good life. You know, you're in decent shape, decent health. You're getting paid to just play Super Smash Brothers and basically live a dream life. And it seemed like things really were good until one night we let my daughter stay at a family member's house, and me and my wife had a date night. We woke up that morning, no kids, everything should be good, right? So I woke up that morning to do my usual routine, which is hang out, play some Super Smash Brothers, dominate. Kirby's my, hey, for those of you that play, let me know. You know, Kirby is my main. I get down with Kirby and I get down with Crumb. But yeah, so literally, you know, I'm just chilling, man. I'm playing Super Smash Brothers, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my left shoulder begins to tingle. And then my whole arm begins to tingle. And then it's my neck and my head. And then finally my whole left side of my body begins to tingle. I can barely breathe. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this is not good. This must be a heart attack, right? So I wake my wife up. She hops into Superwoman mode. She takes me to the hospital. By the time I get to the hospital, my speech is slurred. The left side of my body and my face feel like it's sagging. And I can't lift my left arm. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not a heart attack. This is a stroke. Oh my God. I really began to rethink my life, right? Like, think about all the things that I told my daughter no to. All the things that I said no to my wife about. Things that would have allowed us to spend more time together, be closer. That I said no to those things. And I started really rethinking my life and saying to myself, oh man, I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have been a better person towards the people that mattered the most to me. And so they do the EKGs, they're doing all these studies, and the doctor comes back and says, hey man, you're in great health. But what I want to ask you is, are you under a lot of stress? And I say, yeah. I say, well, if I'm in great health, what the heck was that? And the doctor says, that was a panic attack. Now, up until that point, I didn't really know what a panic attack was. I had heard of a panic attack before. Oh, that's gravel. I had heard of a panic attack before, but I never really knew what it was. It's kind of like if you hear of this music artist, you've heard of their name, but you've never really learned what they do, right? You've never heard any of their songs. But if someone said, have you heard of this name? You say, yeah, I heard that. That's what my relationship with a panic attack was like. Like, I heard of it, but I didn't know what it was or what it did to you. So the doctor begins to tell me that I need to start taking time to myself to do things that leave me rejuvenated. And the doctor says, what are you doing for yourself? How are you, spending time, to do things that you like? I say, well, I'm working out. I play basketball and I love playing Super Smash Brothers. But the doctor basically told me I needed to start doing things that left me rejuvenated. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't have anything like that at that time. Almost everything I did it because I knew I had to do it. Like working out. You got to exercise if you want to be in good health. You got to go to work if you want to earn money for your family. And even the things that I thought that were going to bring me happiness, joy, and relaxation were not. So, fast forward, move up a little bit. The economy's kind of getting back to normal. We're kind of coming to the tail end of this pandemic when things are opening back up. And now I've moved to a different company. I've moved to a rival firm. And I'm finding that I now have to drive about 3 hours worth of commute time because of the traffic. And so now I'm making more money. You would be like, man, your life's good, bro. You just got a pay raise in a freaking pandemic, right? What's going on? And it was a fat pay raise, man. It was like, 20, 30 grand pay raise. So you would think that everything is good, but I found myself in this catch-22, which was, if I come straight home because I want to see my wife and my daughter before the sun sets, being the introvert that I am, I'm getting home stressed out from all of the meetings that I've had for that day. Because my job requires me to talk to a lot of people. So I would come home stressed out. Now the other choice I had was I could let traffic die down. I can, let traffic die down, take some time to stay on that side of town and decompress. But now when I get home, my wife's already put the kids in bed. I've missed dinner, and my kids woke up without me being there, and now they're going to sleep without me being there. You do that for 2 or 3 years, dad's basically absent, right? So even though I would come home because I wanted to see my kids and be with them, I'm still getting home in a manner where I'm like, nope, I can't play with you. I'm too tired. Nope, I don't want to hang out right now. And even though I was spending 2 and 3 hours with my children and my wife, I wasn't the best version of myself for them. So I'm sitting in traffic one day and I say to myself, I'm sitting in traffic and I see these motorcycles just like going by, boom, 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 just splitting lanes, man. And I'm like, what am I doing here? I need a motorcycle. Now, this is a key point in the story here. So I tell myself, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle because if I get to split lanes, I can get home, right? I can get home quicker. I'll get home quicker, and that'll give me time to decompress at home, and then I can be with my family. Or I can stay on this side of town, decompress, and then get home on the motorcycle because I'll be able to split lanes in the traffic, no problem. Well, here's what happened, people. I go home, I get the motorcycle, and I didn't do it right, man. I got the motorcycle out of fear. I just bought the first thing I could get, right? Now, luckily, it was a pretty good motorcycle, so that was good. But I buy the first thing I see, and I do the motorcycle safety course. I get the motorcycle. I do my first commute from work to home, and you know what happened? I didn't get home faster. I got home at the same time, and in some cases, I got home even later. I guess what I didn't factor in is that even though I would be splitting lanes, I wouldn't be going as fast, right? So I'm getting home around the same time. It didn't work out the way I thought it would work out, people. It actually worked out better. Let me tell you what I mean. Even though I got home around the same time, I found out that I got home rejuvenated. The act of riding a motorcycle brought me so much joy, so much satisfaction, that a commute home no longer felt like a chore. In fact, motorcycling actually became my therapy to decompress from all the things that I had to do as a man of supporting my family in the workplace. So I went, it came to, man, I hate having to go to work today because I got to sit in traffic too. I can't wait to go to work because I get to ride my baby Hulk. Yeah, I get to ride baby Hulk to work. And I would arrive at work full of energy, right? Just feeling so good. And then when the work day came to a close, I no longer dreaded going home, feeling like I had to make this catch-22 decision of, do I stay and miss out with my kids, or do I come home and be a little stressed out, right? Now I'm getting home super decompressed, feeling great, being a better version for my wife and my daughter. And now when my daughters are asking, Daddy, you want to do this? Heck yeah, let's go do it. Let's go outside. Let's go play. Babe, how are you doing? What can I do for you today? And so this happened because, one, I'm thankful that I made it home safely to a family that's been waiting on me. I appreciated life a lot more. Two, this act of riding a motorcycle was just so therapeutic for me. Now, there has been scientific research to back up what I'm saying. Keep in mind, this scientific research was put on by Harley Davidson, so it might be a little biased, and forgive me if I get this wrong, I'm gonna post it up in the video, but they found out that 30 minutes of riding a motorcycle reduces the hormones that are most prominent with stress by 26%. So what is the point? Why do I ride? I ride motorcycles because it serves as a form of therapy for me that allows me to be a better version of myself for my family and the relationships that matter the most to me. So for those of you that are on the fence, that are thinking about it, check this out. You might get a motorcycle because you want to save gas. You might get a motorcycle because you don't want to sit in traffic, but you'll find out that you're now having community. Imagine if you're that person, you're not the best at making friends, and now you get a motorcycle and you're riding in a group. You're a part of a community that's allowed you to make friends you would never make and go places you would never go. This is one of the positive benefits that could create a higher quality of life. Now, one more thing, talking about mental health. Think about all the people who struggle with severe mental health problems. Now, and they're told, whether it's PTSD or whatever it might be, you're told, hey, you need to take this pill. You need to take this drug. Now, we know the pharmaceutical industry has been sued for how addictive they make these pills. But imagine you get a motorcycle, it's acting as a form of therapy. You don't need to take these pills that you would have taken. And, now this motorcycle is acting as a form of healthy therapy for you. So we'll talk so much about how dangerous a motorcycle is to ride, but we'll never address someone else for the other dangerous situations they're facing, like mental health. We'll just sweep that under the rug without even paying attention to the fact that the motorcycle, even though you may say it's dangerous, might serve as a way to kill something else that's even more dangerous, like a mental health problem, or keep that person from becoming addicted to a pill that makes their life even worse in the long run. So my point is, man, look at all the other positive sides of riding. When I went to go get my motorcycle, I chickened out and didn't do it the first 2 times. Until the 3rd time, the guy who was talking to me about the motorcycle said, look, my dad's ridden a motorcycle for 30 years. He was a motorcycle cop. He's only laid the bike down twice, and that's when he was chasing a bad guy. I thought about that other side of the argument, and realized that I have friends that have been in the Marine Corps. They've rode bikes for 12 plus years, never had a crash, never laid it down. And it comes to the conclusion that you can ride safe and you can get a motorcycle, enjoy all the positive aspects of it without letting the fear of all these statistics and other people's opinions who don't understand it sway you from not doing it. If I would have never got a motorcycle, I'd have never met some of the people that I met. I would still be coming home feeling pretty bad, from the work day and from the long commute, but I don't deal with that anymore. So I'm SoCal Rider B. I ride a Ninja 400 2022 KRT, and this is why I ride.